Thank you for joining us today for our session, Harness the Power of Sage 100 and 300, Sage Partner Cloud, and Sage HRMS. My name is Whitney, and I'm going to be going through some housekeeping items very quickly. So just a reminder that this session will be recorded, and we will be making this available to all attendees after the webinar. You are more than welcome to share that around as well. Everyone is going to be muted on entry, but we do encourage you to ask questions throughout the webinar. You know, as they come to mind, you can put those into the Q&A section. We do have time saved at the end for live Q&A, so I will make sure to get to those. And then lastly, we also have a couple polls that we're going to be launching and would love your participation in those. So these are the real stars of the show today. We have three presenters for you. First up is Jeff Pero. He's the Sales Director for Sage's Special Solutions Group. Then Danny Martinez is our Field Sales Engineer for Sage HRMS. And then Tyler Bauer is the Practice Director at Cloud at Work. Next up is our agenda. So like I said, I'm just presenting this portion right now, but we're going to start. Jeff's going to give an overview of what all Sage HRMS is, and then that's going to be followed by a demo. And then we're going to discuss in more depth what Sage Partner Cloud and Cloud at Work are, followed by some exciting incentives that we would love that you are happy to take advantage of. And then as mentioned, we're going to tie it at the end, save time at the end for any questions. So with that, I will go ahead and pass this over to Jeff.
Thank you very much, Whitney. I appreciate everybody joining today. So what I'll do is, this is Jeff Pero with the Sage Specialized Solutions Group, and I'll start out with a little bit of an overview on Sage HRMS. So there are two product versions for Sage HRMS. For our existing customers who have been longtime HRMS customers, we have a non-premium, which is a non-subscription or perpetual version of the product. For many years ago, you may have purchased some licenses and have been staying active with a maintenance and support plan for Sage HRMS. So this is only with existing customers, and this is a version where we're only applying legislative updates and product fixes, and we're not doing any real feature enhancements to this. The second version that we have is our premium version of HRMS, which is a subscription product. It is a desktop product, but one of the things that we introduced back in March of 2023 was a web interface to the product so that you can access via web browser. This is also where we're putting all of our new features and enhancements along with the legislative updates and fixes. And while this is a desktop product, it can be either on-premise or it can be in a hosted environment, which of course is really what we're talking about here. So why the premium version? First and foremost, it's a better user experience for you. This is a completely redesigned product from the perpetual product. We've updated the employee self-services portal, the benefits enrollment, and the core experience. You can also access the employee self-services portal via your mobile phone. And we're continuing to improve all the different pieces of the product as we go along. One of the advantages, of course, is with the premium version, you can access anytime and anywhere. And that's really because of the new web interface that was built into the product. So you can access the ESS and the HRMS conveniently over the web, no matter where you're at. And with this version, we're continuing to do extensive and exclusive roadmap enhancements. One of the first things that we're going to be continuing to do is enhance the web interface for HRMS payroll, training, and also the 100 and 300 integrations. And with this, we're introducing new APIs. We will be introducing a mobile app and continued enhancements for the overall HRMS portfolio. And last but not least, for anybody that's out there on the perpetual version of Sage HRMS, it's easy to migrate from that version to the subscription version. And we'll talk a little bit more about how you do that in the future of this presentation. So speaking of Sage 100 or 300, Sage HRMS is really a perfect fit for these products. And one of the reasons is because we've got integrations with 100 and the 300 payroll through the payroll link. With Sage 100, you can save time and have quick setup and auto population of employee data with the link. With both 100 and 300, you're able to manage all of your employee records in a single solution. You're able to share information, have tight integration, easy setup, and you eliminate duplicate data entry. And of course, by doing that, you reduce errors and you make sure that you stay compliant. You can easily create, inactivate, and update payroll employee deductions and earnings with these links. And probably the most important is at the bottom, where you stay compliant with all the government regulations. And while you can rely on your partners for a lot of the training and education and support, Sage also has resources out there that you can take advantage of. The first thing is Sage University, where we have training courses available that you can utilize. There's also the Sage Community Hub specifically for HRMS, where not only do we post information there, but we encourage you, our customers, to post information and ask for features and functionality that you're looking for. And last but not least, we do have a YouTube station for HRMS where you can get HRMS training and support. So with all of that, I'd like to now hand over to Danny Martinez, who will take you through a short demo of the product and some of the key features and functionality. Danny, off to you.
Jeff, thank you again for the handoff. First, before I jump in here, I'd like to give a huge shout out to Tyler and his team over at Cloud at Work. Everything that I will be showing you high level here today is hosted on their platform. So Tyler, kudos to you and your team. Thank you again. So let's just appreciate this screen that I'm on here right now. All of my perpetual users, I highly recommend this migration over to what we call the premium version of Sage HRMS. This is now the login portal for the premium web version. So if you are currently on perpetual, you can migrate over. If you are on premium and not using this, please talk to Net at Work or your business partner to make this happen, because this is a part of the premium version of Sage HRMS. Just needs to be installed, turn on a couple of things, and you'll be in business. And again, Cloud at Work hosts this for me. Right now I'm at home in sunny Tarpon Springs, but I think you guys get it. It's anytime, anywhere. I can log in and see my HR information. Let me just log in here and show you. I'm gonna do a little high level presentation here to show you some of the new features and what I like about this, and also talk a little bit about the integration of Sage 100 and 300. And then thank you again for being a Sage HRMS customer. So I'm in my home screen. I want to talk a little bit first about this toggle, because this is quite impressive here. I am the admin of HR. I am the admin, the master user of HRMS. So just to explain real quick, this is allowing me to toggle what we are used to, the desktop, but it's now in the web. As you see, I can access my HRMS core desktop menus, but at the same time, I'm also able to toggle into the employee self-service. So this is a nice feature that they made here on the web version of HRMS. But let me show you how nice it is to go in. And of course, you can do your employee finds. You can personalize this information. The employee statuses here are well-defined. But in my world, I'm going to click go, and I'm going to go ahead and browse out to Veronica to show you what these new screens look like. It's quite impressive, guys, from the desktop version. So as you see, I'm in Veronica Bell's personal record. I can easily navigate and click these anchor links here to look at her address. I can look at her phone number, email address information. And remember, having Sage 100 or Sage 300 with that payroll link, let's talk a little bit about integration here. If I update this information here as an admin, or if I'm allowing the employee to do it on the self-service portal, this information updates real time, but also too, it synchronizes along via that payroll link into your Sage 100 and 300. So that's a huge benefit here for anybody that just has payroll and that is interested in having an HR module. That synchronization, that talk to your payroll module is there when you have the HRMS core. Look how easy it is to navigate and jump into current pay values. What I like about it, there are built-in warning messages. Maybe there's outside of salary grades. It gives me a snapshot of Veronica's information here, what company she's in. Again, I can use those anchor links. Look how everything is situated nicely here. Very clean, very concise, pay effective information. I can update pay and performance information. If you're using the alerts and workflow, this will still tie into that information. So if you're changing, those alerts are going out to the parties that be within the organization. So this is another nice area that I like in the software. Job historical records are still in the software as well. You also have Sage 100 payroll set up. So this is another huge factor for my Sage 100 payroll customers. You can start grabbing some of that information here in what we call the Sage 100 payroll setup. So you see some of the auto pay and seasonal information and time off codes. All of this information can be set up as a starting point in Sage HRMS. What I like the most about the software is the insurance benefits area. If you are not using this in Sage HRMS right now, I highly recommend. Look at how detailed the record is here. I just switched, by the way, to show all current plans, and I can also include historical records, but just appreciate the layout of it. Look how nice it is when you detail a record. It's just clean, concise, modern. This is what all of my current desktop users were asking for. This is the new updated information in the benefit plans. I can easily toggle to see if there's covered dependents or any beneficiaries. The same thing will come into play if I had savings benefits, any of your catch-up plans, 401ks, saving plans in Canada. Oh, let me also give a shout out to my Canada customers that are on the call. Yes, HRMS is catered and designed for US and Canada. So don't think it's just US, it is also Canada as well. So getting back to the savings, any 401k plans, catch-up plans, savings plans, that can all be detailed here. Look how nice the record is situated. Again, coming from the desktop, just appreciate the layout of this web version here. Another huge thing that they did here was the time off. Look how nice this is situated here. I have my color coordinated time off plans. Of course, if there was multiple approvals, this thing would be lit up like a Christmas tree. Easy to look at the time off transactions. Of course, I have those accrue times. I can add new plans and so on. By the way, when you're looking at an employee record, you can always do a quick find and an advanced find within these screens, because this is why the software has been made user-friendly. This is one of the main reasons I recommend this software, is because of the modernization of it, but also the user-friendliness of it. Safety, OSHA plans. So if you have OSHA information, all of these different menu items are available in the desktop, but look how nice they are situated in the web version of HRMS. So these are the skills. You have all of your employee tasks. So the stuff you were doing in your desktop, you can add new hires here. You could change job and pay, change personal status, of course, delete employee records. You can rehire employees and also terminate employees. Another thing in the system here, you can, excuse me, time off tasks. You can assign leave of absence. You can post absence to prior years. You can return from leave of absence. And also too, a lot of the process here are in the web as well. So as you see, accruing time, changing attendance plans. So if you have that permission and you roll this out, this premium web version, you'll have access according to your role within the organization. I'm gonna jump over real quick to the employee self-service, because I will tell you, if you are on perpetual, they have completely redesigned the employee self-service portal. And this is a huge factor for my Sage 100 and 300 payroll customers. And the reason why I say that is because if you don't have this module, you need to get it. And the reason why is because if I go as an employee and log in, this just makes life easier. This is what employees want nowadays. They want a central portal to go in where they can update addresses, they can update phone numbers, email addresses, emergency contacts. This is all driven by the employee. And what I like about this integration here is, in my world, I have things going for approval. So when these employees go in here and update this information, the manager, supervisor, or maybe someone in HR gets an email, they log into their portal, they approve it. This now syncs the information back into HR. And if you're using Sage 100 or 300, it is going to pass over that information to payroll. So as you see, the idea here is that all these systems talk. As an employee, I love coming in to see my time off. I want to be able to log in somewhere easily, wherever I'm at in the US, or maybe I'm in Mexico on a beach having fun, and I just want to look on my cell phone and I want to check out my vacation balances, or wherever I'm at. As long as I have access to this the system, the URL, I can log in here and I can look at my bank balances for my time off. Color coordinated, I can request time off. I can choose the plan that I want. I can put in the first day, the last day, and if the organization wants this, perhaps there's a sick time off request and you require a doctor's note, that information can be uploaded in what we call now an attachment here within the time off request. So this is a huge enhancement. I'm going to stop here real quick for a quick second so my perpetual customers could take a look and gasp at this new look here. Highly recommend this migration over here. This is a big enhancement here. One of my biggest things here for my Sage 100 and 300 customers is the pay history. If you don't have this ESS portal, please, I highly recommend explore HRMS and explore this ESS portal. Your payrolls, instead of emailing them or however old-fashioned you're doing it now, you now write it back here into the ESS portal. This is the pay history view. It goes by payday. You have your period start and end. Of course, if it's a check number, direct deposit, doesn't matter. It will still post here. Hours paid, wages, deductions. I think you get what I'm pointing out here. And you can also download those paycheck stubs. So again, 100, 300, I highly encourage you to explore this with your partner. This is the final result of your payroll. It is a nice feature. Again, as an employee, I don't have to bother payroll. I don't have to bother my manager. I don't have to bother HR. I have access to this 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So this, again, one of the biggest integrations here within the software. Another thing too, as an employee, you can open up the menus for job information. Maybe you want them to view compensation, length of service. They can also upload attachments. So if you require attachments, that is capable here within the portal. One thing I'd like to point out is the upgrade that we've done recently of the W-4 form. So that is available here in the ESS portal. As you see, I can launch that W-4, the employee can fill out the information. This now can go for approval. Perhaps it needs to go to the payroll person. But just to point out, again, this is another upgrade that we've done in the software. And also another upgrade that we've done was the E-Verify information. To any of my customers that currently have this and you migrate over to this new portal, your HR actions, that'll still be the integration here. So that'll live in your My Menus. If you have any other third-party products with single sign-on, that also can live in My Menus. You can also have internal communications within the software. So anything that you got going on right now in your perpetual, it will come over here to the premium version of Sage HRMS. It'll take a little bit of configuration. They do have to install this, but the data remains the same, and those other ISVs as HR Actions or even TimeStar, that information can be built here in the ESS portal, so those employees are accessing one area and not 50 million different URLs. I'm gonna pause here for a second and just log out of this piece here because I wanna talk about this other feature for my Sage 100. I'm gonna log into this other instance, and yes, this is also hosted by Cloud at Work. Let me just make this screen big here. Huge, guys, very, very huge enhancement what they did here. And please, all of my Sage 100 customers, pay attention to this here. In the web version, I'm in HR, I'm in my core, in my connected services, we now have that Sage payroll link. It still operates on the desktop of your premium HRMS if you're using a desktop. However, if you install this, the web version, look at how they have redesigned the Sage 100 payroll link. Again, the data stays the same. It does require some setup here that is already built into the link here. As you see, we have the screens here to set up, but look at this 3-step process here over the web. In my menu of the core, I could do this over the web. I could do this at home, wherever I have access to this URL. I can hop in here. I can do my employee transfers. I can do my time off transfers. I can transfer those pay histories from when I'm running my Sage 100 payroll into the employee self-service. So you see, this is an easier process, clean, concise. But I want to also mention this here, and I thank my dev team for doing this. It is the schedule of processes. When I hit that new, look at all of the different process types that can be achieved and accomplished here. So instead of you going in and running these, I can give these schedules a name. I can accrue time. I could post transactions to summary, the employee transfers, the history transfer, the time off transfers, update benefits. I can give them a name. I can give them a scheduled runtime for each of these items. And when the process runs, maybe one time, daily, weekly, monthly, but there is now an actual scheduler built in for my Sage 100 customers. This was a huge ask. So any of my Sage 100 customers that are on this call right now, please, I encourage you to migrate from perpetual, come over to the premium version of Sage HRMS. If you don't have ESS, explore that with Net at Work and have them install this here for you, because this right here, this is the reason why we have put all of this detail into the product. We have listened, and this right here is going to make life a lot easier for you folks. So with that being said, I'm being respectful of the time. Jeff, I'm going to hand this back over to you. It has not ended. So if you folks need me, I am Danny Martinez. Please reach out to Cloud at Work, Net at Work. I'm available, but contact your account manager. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Danny. And so, as Danny was mentioning, for any of the information, certainly to reach out to your Sage business partner for HRMS, and they'd be happy to answer any questions and help you there. So what we want to do now is we want to talk a little bit about Sage Partner Cloud and Cloud at Work. So we know that the best customer experience is a customer experience where they're hosted using the premium version of HRMS. And Sage is very focused on ensuring that we have the most reliable solutions that are out there for our customers. For those of you that are using Sage 100 and 300, you know that we launched a few years ago Sage Partner Cloud, which are Sage endorsed hosting solutions for the Sage 100 and 300. We are now opening this up for HRMS to be part of Sage Partner Cloud, and we're starting out and have an exclusive arrangement for the time being with Cloud at Work as our Sage HRMS Sage Partner Cloud partner. And so with that, I'd like to turn it over to Tyler Bauer to talk a little bit about why Sage Partner Cloud and why Cloud at Work. Tyler, off to you.
Thanks so much, Jeff, and thank you everyone for your time. I just wanted to take a minute and just let everyone know the impact of what the Sage Partner Cloud or SPC means to the Sage community. When Cloud at Work began working with Sage on the Sage Partner Cloud initiative, it was so massive for Sage customers and Sage partners to be able to confidently work with a cloud provider that they know that Sage has audited as well as vetted. And as well, it's important for customers to be able to understand the importance of risk mitigation, security, reliability, and redundancy. So at Cloud at Work, we exist for one reason. It's to create the absolute best cloud experience for Sage end users and Sage partners. And we are going to continue on that mission for years and years and years to come. A lot of people ask why Cloud at Work. And when we talk about hosting HRMS or hosting Sage 100 or hosting Sage 300, it's more impactful than just those words. We work with nearly 850 unique Sage customers and 90 different Sage partners. And every single day, we're making impacts on our customers' business as well as our partners' lives. And we do that through multiple different platforms. We have our own platform that is all virtual private and has all these different SLA items that give confidence and scalability to our customers as they move maybe for the first time to the cloud. It's really important for us to not only focus on some of the technical specs, but also the usability and the simplicity for our customers as they engage in the digital maturity of moving different aspects to the cloud in their business. And we're going to continue on that journey to continue to look at new technology, new ways of improving the overall experience, and really focus on our core mission, which is to impact the lives of Sage customers as they move to the cloud. Next, we're going to talk about customer incentives. Jeff, do you want to handle the first piece?
Yeah, for sure. So I'll start out. So for those of you out there that are not HRMS customers, HRMS is very cost competitive in the market. It's priced based on the number of employees you have, and then also the modules that you select. So depending on the features and functionality you want, it's priced accordingly. But we recognize for those customers that are still on the perpetual product and have been longtime customers, we do have a loyalty discount available to you to migrate from your perpetual to your subscription product. It's a multi-year discount, so if you were to migrate today through March 31st, 2025, you would receive a 27% discount on your first year of your subscription. And what's cool about this is next year when you renew, you would receive an 18% discount, and then in 2026 an 8% discount. So this discount is something that we put in place for multi-year to recognize your loyalty. In addition, if you are looking to migrate, and you're looking to migrate today, but you're about halfway through your maintenance and support plan, Sage will credit your unused maintenance and support to your first year subscription as well. So now is really the time to take advantage of these things and really start out with the premium capabilities and functionality at the absolute lowest price. And so those are available today, and certainly you can talk to your partner. But I want to hand now back to Tyler to talk about incentives from Cloud at Work.
Yeah, and at Cloud at Work, we are all in on the new premium version of HRMS. We feel it is a game changer when it comes to customer experience and overall usability of the product. And so at Cloud at Work, we want to make it easier as well for you to migrate to that new premium version, and as well make it easier for you to migrate to a cloud platform with it to really get the most out of that experience. So at Cloud at Work, under that same umbrella, we're going to offer you your first 3 months of service for free, which is a substantial amount of money, and as well will help in that migration cost as well as timetable in moving your HRMS subscription over to Cloud at Work to experience the cloud in full effect.
Thank you, everyone. This is Connie from the Sage team. Let's go ahead and do some Q&A. If you have any questions, you can put them right in the questions area on the dashboard. Let me ask the first one of the team. What are some of the advantages of payroll integration that maybe Danny, that's a good one for you?
Sure. So payroll integration. So it's, with the stuff that I showed, the biggest benefit here is the synchronization of the data, not only with the HRMS core modules, but also the ISV modules, again, with the HR actions or time and attendance. If those are things that you're lacking in your portfolio now, let's definitely go visit those. But it just takes time out of the day. You are allowing employees to enter information. HR is doing their thing within the core module. What's happening behind the scenes, the data is being recorded, and now with the 100 and 300 payroll modules, that data, the necessary data, is now synchronizing into that part so that user does not key that data in. It's a seamless integration. It cuts time out. It reduces errors. It just makes life a lot easier.
And then another question is, what versions of Sage 100 work with this new version?
So the latest, and I will find out, I believe it's 2 versions or 3 versions back, but it's the latest, and I want to say 2 back, but I will get a final answer on that.
Thank you, Danny.
Of course.
We have another question, and this is maybe something for the Cloud at Work team. If we get HRMS Premium and host it, do we host our Sage 100 at the same time, or can we do one before the other?
Yeah, it's a great question, and it really depends on the organization and where you're at within the life cycle of the technology you're using to consume. To answer the question in a more pointed way, most customers keep their Sage 100 and HRMS together, and we have a ton of examples of where that has taken place. However, we also have an agnostic viewpoint on platform. So even for customers who may have their Sage 100 in Azure today, but are looking for a place to put HRMS confidently, we can integrate directly to Azure as well and even help you manage your current Azure subscription. So it all depends, 100%.
Great. Thank you, Tyler. Let's see, Sage team, is there a mobile app for premium version?
Yep, so there is actually one on the roadmap. It is coming out here, I want to say towards year end or perhaps into the following, but yes, it is on the roadmap. So the Sage HRMS ESS portal will have a downloadable app via your smart device.
Great, appreciate that, Dan. Thank you.
Absolutely.
And it looks like we have one more, and it's related to that first Cloud at Work question. If we decide to proceed, what's the timing and process, and also how do we get a quote?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, the first step in evaluating is to reach out to your account manager, and as well then get a cloud product specialist to do an evaluation of your current deployment. We'll build a quote with a custom build based on your current usage, user count, volumes through our algorithm. That will give you, the server layout and so forth, and we'll talk through then different security parameters and different types of things that we can bolt on to your cloud platform in order to mitigate as much or as little risk as you'd like. From there will be a thorough kickoff call where we'll do a deep dive evaluation as well as timetable for you to understand the steps that are needed, both on our end as well as maybe with your employees and testing. All of this will happen outside of production, so you won't have to worry about downtime or any kind of disruption to your normal business. And typically within about 30 days, we can have your system live in the cloud and ready to go. In most cases, employees will leave on a Friday and come in on a Monday and be operating in cloud at work and not even know the difference.
And if you're looking for a quote and pricing on Sage HRMS, certainly go to your Sage business partner and they can help you with that. And for those Sage business partners out there that may need a little bit of help and maybe there's some new things that you haven't gotten up to speed on, certainly feel free to reach out to Greg Abbott, our channel account manager here, or Danny Martinez directly, and we'll be happy to walk you through it and make sure you provide your customer the best solution.
If there aren't any other questions, we're just about at time. So I wanted to thank everybody for attending. I hope you got a lot out of the session, and I hope you reach out to us. Jeff, Tyler, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks everyone for attending.
All right, take care.